If your workout doesn't have any of these 5 exercises, something is probably wrong with it. There are certain exercises that every man needs to incorporate into his training routine. These aren't just common exercises. They are fundamental movements for male health, providing exceptional benefits for testosterone levels, body functionality, flexibility, strength and muscle mass building, and yes, even libido. Today you'll see the 5 most essential exercises that no man should ignore. I'll explain in detail how to perform each one and point out the most common mistakes people make that you should avoid at all costs. Before we begin, please leave in the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. Exercise number 5, deadlift. The deadlift is, without a doubt, one of the most complete exercises that exist. It works practically the entire body, with emphasis on the posterior chain. Your hamstrings, glutes, lower back, and trapezius are intensely activated during the movement. Additionally, your forearms, core, and even quadriceps are recruited for proper execution. What makes the deadlift so special for men is its ability to stimulate the production of natural anabolic hormones. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research demonstrated that high-intensity compound exercises like the deadlift can increase testosterone levels by up to 25% during and after training, creating an ideal environment for muscle growth and fat burning. A detail that many don't know about the deadlift is that it's one of the best exercises for developing grip strength, something directly correlated with longevity and general health in men. Studies show that grip strength is a reliable indicator of health and can predict the risk of cardiovascular disease and premature death. To perform the deadlift correctly, position yourself with feet shoulder width apart, with the bar passing through the middle of your feet. Bend your knees and hips, keeping your spine in a neutral position, neither excessively arched nor rounded. Grip the bar with hands slightly wider than shoulder width, ideally using a mixed grip for heavier loads. Take a deep breath. Hold it, engage your core, and initiate the movement by pushing the ground with your feet, keeping the bar close to your legs throughout the entire movement. The first part of the movement should be dominated by knee extension, followed by hip extension to stand completely upright. Your shoulders should be back and chest open at the top of the movement. To lower, initiate the movement by first bending at the hips, then the knees, maintaining a neutral spine. The most common error in the deadlift is rounding the lower back. This happens when people try to lift excessive loads or don't keep the core engaged. Another frequent error is moving the bar away from the body during the lift, which places unnecessary tension on the lower back and reduces the efficiency of the movement. Keeping the bar away from the body is like using physics against yourself. Each inch the bar moves away exponentially increases the load on the spine. For a man seeking solid results, I recommend 3 to 4 sets of 4 to 6 repetitions for strength gain or 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions for hypertrophy. Rest between sets should be 2 to 3 minutes, allowing adequate recovery to maintain impeccable technique. Exercise 4, bench press. It's no exaggeration to say that the bench press must be part of your workout. It primarily works the pectoralis major, anterior deltoids, and triceps, but also recruits the serratus, coracobrachialis, and even the latissimus dorsi as stabilizers. The development of the upper pectoral, in particular, significantly contributes to a broader and more athletic appearance, something most men seek. The bench press not only builds impressive muscle mass in the upper body, but also improves functional strength for pushing movements in daily life. Another interesting fact is that the bench press is one of the most effective exercises for increasing bone density in the upper body, something crucial for men as they age, since we begin to lose bone mass from the age of 40. To perform the bench press correctly, lie on the bench with your feet firmly planted on the floor. Your eyes should be aligned with the bar. Adopt a grip slightly wider than shoulder width, with straight wrists aligned with your forearms. On this topic, many don't know that grip width can drastically alter which muscles are most activated. Research from the University of Wisconsin showed that a closer grip increases triceps activation by up to 37% compared to a wider grip. On the other hand, a wider grip maximizes pectoral fiber recruitment. Continuing, remove the bar from the rack, bringing it to the starting position over your chest, with arms extended. Contract your shoulder blades together and downward. creating a slight natural arch in the lumbar region. This not only protects your shoulders but also optimizes pectoral recruitment. Take a deep breath and control the descent of the bar until it touches your chest at nipple height. When I say control, I mean really control it. Don't let the bar descend in free fall. Keep your elbows at approximately a 45-degree angle to your body, neither too wide nor too close. Push the bar straight up until your arms are completely extended, exhaling during the effort. The most common errors in the bench press include excessively arching the back, which can cause lower back injuries, bouncing the bar off the chest, eliminating muscle tension and risking injuries, and not properly stabilizing the shoulder blades. Many men also make the mistake of taking the shortest path, hitting the bar too high on the chest or too low near the abdomen, which can cause shoulder discomfort. Another frequent error is letting the elbows open too much to the sides, placing unnecessary tension on the shoulder joint. For optimal results, I recommend 4 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions for strength development, or 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions for hypertrophy. A valuable tip is to periodically vary between barbell bench press, dumbbell bench press, and machine press to stimulate different patterns of muscle activation and prevent plateaus. Exercise 3. Pull-ups. Pull-ups also need to be in your workout. After all, they are the best exercise for developing the upper back and creating that desired V-shape in the torso. Even if you can't perform them yet, don't worry, we'll teach you an easier method to get started. What makes pull-ups so special for men is that they develop real functional strength, that is, the ability to manipulate your own body weight, something fundamental for athletic performance and everyday life. They primarily work the latissimus dorsi, the teres major, the rhomboids, and the biceps. A study published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology demonstrated that pull-ups with a pronated grip, where the hands face forward, activate the latissimus dorsi 12% more than pull-ups with a supinated grip, where the hands face toward you. However, the supinated grip allows lifting more weight due to greater biceps engagement. To correctly perform pull-ups, start hanging from the bar with arms completely extended, using a grip slightly wider than shoulder width. Activate your scapula before initiating the movement, pulling them slightly down and back. This is known as packing the shoulders and is crucial to properly engage the back muscles from the start. Take a deep breath and then pull your body up, leading the movement with your elbows and thinking about bringing your chest toward the bar. Keep your gaze fixed and slightly upward, which helps maintain proper posture. At the top of the movement, your collarbone should be close to the height of the bar. Lower yourself in a controlled manner, resisting gravity, to maximize muscle tension. The most common errors in pull-ups include using body momentum to complete the movement, not completing the full range of motion, both at the top and bottom of the movement, and not properly activating the scapulae before initiating the pull. And as I had promised, if you still can't do complete pull-ups, no problem. Just use elastic bands for assistance or do negative pull-ups, focusing only on the eccentric phase of the movement, using a step to reach the upper position. For those who already master the movement, I recommend 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 repetitions, with 2 minutes of rest between sets. Before continuing to exercise 3, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to correct and science-based information is what will make you progress in the long term in the world of bodybuilding. Exercise 2. Shoulder press. The shoulder press is fundamental for building strong and well-developed shoulders, one of the main markers of an athletic male physique. This exercise primarily works the anterior and medial deltoids, with assistance from the trapezius, anterior serratus, and triceps. Beyond the impressive aesthetics that well-developed shoulders provide, strength in this movement has a direct transfer to virtually any sport and daily activities that involve pushing objects overhead. To correctly perform the shoulder press, start standing with feet shoulder-width apart, holding a bar in front of your shoulders, with hands slightly wider than shoulder width. Your elbows should be pointing downward and slightly forward. Engage your core, maintaining a neutral spine posture without excessively arching the lumbar region. Breathing deeply, press the bar upward in a straight line, moving your head slightly backward to allow the bar to rise in a vertical path. At the top of the movement, the bar should be directly above your head, with your arms fully extended and your shoulders packed and not elevated toward your ears. Lower the bar in a controlled manner back to the starting position in front of your shoulders. A valuable tip is to alternate between bars and dumbbells. Using dumbbells allows for a more natural arm movement and helps correct imbalances between the right and left sides. Additionally, dumbbell shoulder press requires more stabilization, which results in greater recruitment of shoulder stabilizer muscles. Besides excessively arching the lumbar spine to compensate for lack of shoulder mobility, placing unnecessary pressure on the lumbar region and increasing the risk of injuries, another frequent error is not properly engaging the core during the movement, allowing the trunk to lean backward. Many men also perform the movement with the elbows too far forward of the body, which reduces recruitment of the anterior and medial deltoid fibers and increases stress on the shoulder joint. For efficient shoulder presses, I recommend 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions for strength gain, or 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions for hypertrophy. Rest between sets should be approximately 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Exercise 1. Traditional squat. If the squat, or at least a variation of it, is not part of at least one of your workouts, you're throwing your potential in the trash. This complete movement works almost all the muscles of the body, with emphasis on the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and core. For men, the squat is particularly valuable for its impact on the hormonal system, as we explained about the deadlift. This hormonal response that exercises like the squat and deadlift provide favors muscle growth, not only in the legs but throughout the entire body. An interesting and very rarely mentioned curiosity about the squat is that it can significantly improve bone density, especially in the spine and femur, areas commonly affected by osteoporosis in older men. Additionally, the squat improves hip and ankle mobility, problematic areas for many men who work in offices. To perform the squat correctly, start by positioning the bar on your trapezius. Your feet should be slightly wider than shoulder width, with toes slightly pointed outward. Note that the width of the base and foot position drastically alter which muscles are most activated. A squat with a narrower base emphasizes the quadriceps more, while a wider base with feet pointed more outward recruits more adductors and glutes. Keep your chest up, spine neutral, and core engaged. Initially, push your hips back as if you were sitting in a chair, keeping the weight on your heels and the middle part of your feet. As you descend, your knees should align with the direction of your toes, never collapsing inward. Lower until your thighs are at least parallel to the ground, ideally slightly below parallel, depending on your mobility. On the way up, drive through your heels, keeping your torso upright and knees aligned. Besides letting the knees collapse inward, the most common errors in squatting include not lowering enough, doing only half squats, raising the heels off the ground, and rounding the back at the bottom of the movement. Many men also make the mistake of looking down during the exercise, which tends to make the trunk lean forward. To maximize the benefits of squatting, I recommend 3 to 4 sets of 5 to 8 repetitions for strength gain, or 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions for muscular endurance and moderate hypertrophy. Rest between sets should be 2 to 3 minutes to allow adequate recovery. Bonus exercise: hip thrust. Although many men avoid this exercise due to prejudice, thinking it's feminine, it is actually one of the most effective movements for developing strong and functional glutes, something crucial for athletic performance, preventing lower back and knee injuries, and even improving movements like squats and deadlifts. Did you know that the gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in the human body? That's right. So you can already imagine the benefits of having the largest muscle in the body well trained. An example: strong glutes are fundamental for lower back health and can help prevent back pain, a common problem among men, especially those who spend a lot of time sitting. Oh, and just for the record, the hip thrust activates the glutes more than practically any other exercise. A study published in the Journal of Applied Biomechanics showed that hip thrusts activate the gluteus maximus up to 120% more than the traditional squat. To perform the hip thrust correctly, sit on the floor with your back supported on a bench, knees bent, and feet planted on the floor approximately shoulder width apart. Position a padded bar over your hips, using a specific pad or a rolled towel for comfort. Your shoulders should be supported on the bench, not your neck. Engage your core and press your feet against the floor. raising your hips until your body forms a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. At the top of the movement, your trunk and thighs should be parallel to the floor. Squeeze your glutes at the top for a second before lowering in a controlled manner back to the starting position. Common errors in the hip thrust include using momentum to swing the body instead of controlling the movement, not achieving full hip extension at the top of the movement, and hyperextending the lumbar spine. Many men also make the mistake of primarily using the quadriceps to drive the movement, instead of focusing on glute recruitment. For optimal results, I recommend 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions, with 60 to 90 seconds of rest between sets. An interesting progression is to start without additional weight, then advance to weighted versions using dumbbells, weight plates, or bars. Now, one last very important warning. All these exercises will already help with your testosterone, but if you want to know other ways to raise the levels of this hormone, and obviously, in a natural way, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing literally everything that naturally increases your testosterone. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.